Hello, hi, and welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial series, we are going to look at how to create interactive worksheets using either Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel, and how you can create a table of words. And then based on that spreadsheet of words, then you can do a lot of different really fun activities, interactive activities, and create word puzzles for students. So for example, here is an interactive worksheet that I created for my students, and I call this the 4 key clues vocabulary puzzle because the students get 4 clues to figure out what is the missing word. They will have a translation of the word, which I use ChatGPT to find, and we'll do that soon. They get the first letter of the word. That's the second clue. They get the word used in context, so a gap fill sentence. And finally, they get a definition of the word. And based on these clues, can they figure out what the missing word is? And this is a real fun way to practice vocabulary. So let's see if you can do a few of these. So this is the advanced level. So this is over 2,000 words in terms of frequency. So these words are a bit harder than your more common English words, but still doable. So the first word we have starts with the letter B. Now, I don't know the Japanese translation, so I can't use that clue, but I know the first letter is B, and the example sentence is, we pray that the gods will our family with health and happiness. And then the definition says, to ask the gods to protect someone or something. So I think I got it. Do you know what it is? I think it's bless. And so they put bless. And if you put in the correct word, the cell turns green. So that's how it is interactive. The student immediately knows if they got the right answer. And just by changing the cell green, the students get incentivized to try to get it right. So let's do another. So next we have A, and I kind of know the Japanese here, but so we have A, and then the sentence is the announced a new direct flight to Tokyo, and then company that flies passengers in its planes. So here the word is airline, right? Now notice if the student types in the wrong word, like airport, for example, then it will not turn green. So you have to have the exact word for it to be correct. So let's go ahead and put that in there, airline. Oh, also notice if I spell it incorrectly, like I just did, it also will not turn green. So this works on accuracy. The student has to get it perfect. We'll just do one more. It starts with A. The Constitution was updated with a new, a change, addition, or improvement of something. And that word is amendment. And then type it in and you got it correct. So how would I go about making this? It looks like this would be a lot of work, right? Actually, we're going to do this entire spreadsheet in probably about 5 or 6 minutes. It doesn't take that long to make using ChatGPT. We're going to show you how to do it. So the first thing we need to do is get the words. And I'm using words from the new general service list. And they have many word lists. And the new general service list is just the kind of the most common words in text or print that are used. And so they rank them by frequency, not so much by difficulty, but by frequency. And a couple of my friends have worked on this list, Dr. Rob Waring and Dr. Charles Brown. They put a lot of work into this. There's many other people that have contributed to this list, a lot of people, so I couldn't name them all. But this list is free and anyone can use it. And one cool resource that they have is they have Quizlet activities. So if you scroll down to the bottom, you will get the NGSL list, the new general service list, Quizlet flashcards, and they have them in blocks of 50 and 100. And I'll do 50, so it'll be a little bit faster. So you can open up Quizlet and you'll get a series of words. And I will do this set, 2007 and 1 to 2007 and 50. And I'm just choosing randomly. I have no idea what I'm getting here. So I'll go ahead and click on that. And I'll scroll down, and then here are the words that we have. So I have the word and the definition. So now I'll go ahead and grab this and go all the way to the bottom and So I have the word selected here. If I can, if I can get it, I keep on going down and up there. There it is. Got it. Okay. So I have the word selected there. Now I'm going to hold them there for a second and go and look at this prompt. This is the prompt that I'm going to use, which is create a table with the English words and their definitions. So I will go ahead and take these words, copy them, and I'm going to go to ChatGPT, create a new ChatGPT, and go ahead and paste in those words. Now I'm going to go ahead and leave space at the top now for my prompt. I'm going to come back and get my prompt, and I'm going to ask ChatGPT to create a table with the English words and their definitions. And I will go ahead and put that right before that first word there, and maybe put another space, and then paste that in. And so I have the prompt. Oh, trick. It looks like I accidentally grabbed trick. Let's see. I got to go ahead and put that down a little bit there. There, now I'll put trick. Okay, there we go. So now I have this command, create a table with the English words and their definitions. And then I have all of these words, which are the English words and their definitions. And I just asked ChatGPT to run it. And if I come down here, it's already creating the table for me. And that looks great. So now I have all of these words, and they're lined up perfectly for me to create my own spreadsheet, which we're going to do soon. But before that, I want to add a few things. I want to add an example sentence that could also be a gap fill activity, and I want to add a translation. So most of my students are Japanese, so I'm going to ask the engine to create a new column with the English word translated into Japanese. Put these words in a new column to the left. So I'm going to go down here and continue the series of prompts, paste in the new prompt, and let it run. And now what it'll do is give me the Japanese word now to the left. So now I've got this all set up and it's running smoothly here. It's not taking that long to do. And I could also kind of check the words. My Japanese is not that great, but usually I can see ones that I do know, and so I know that it's working. But you do definitely want to check the definitions and make sure that they're all right, that everything's in line and there's no mistakes. Sometimes it gets a few words messed up, or it doesn't really give you a good translation. All right, next we have create a new column with an example sentence of the English word. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. So we want an example sentence of the English word. So instead of a definition, an example sentence would be better. So I'll type in that prompt and hit enter. And here it is, voila. And we have now an example sentence. Now, one problem I have is I don't want the quotation marks, right? So the quotation marks are not going to do it for me. So I'm going to ask it to remove those. And I think I have an extra prompt down there. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this in and say remove the quotation marks from the example sentences. So now I have a new prompt, and we want to go ahead and grab that, put that in there. And so it'll run it again, and now it'll just remove those quotation marks. So now they're gone. And it doesn't change anything else. Everything else stays the same. And it's looking pretty good here. All right, now we're going to come up and now go to prompt number 4. And it's going to ask ChatGPT to convert the example sentence into a gap fill activity with a blank space where the English word is. So now I'll put that in there, that prompt, and run it. And it'll do it. Voila, there it is. So notice it's taking away the missing word, and I can quickly do the gap fill and check that it's working. We pray for peace. That's right. She ordered a dress from a catalog. That's right. So as it's actually doing it, I can just quickly check and make sure that I got the gap fill right. And it looks good. Looks really good. And one thing that's actually really good about doing this is, when ChatGPT does it, it doesn't make mistakes with punctuation or spelling. So those are things that I often do. It's very easy for me to make a typo. And so you don't have that problem when ChatGPT does it. All right, so it looks good. We are all set. Now, let's just say I have another class and I want to do this in Korean. So I could say, translate the Japanese word into a Korean word, right? So go ahead and put word there. And notice I don't have perfect punctuation, but ChatGPT doesn't really care. Like, it doesn't matter. So if I hit that, now it's actually just going to do the same list, but it's going to give it to me in Korean, right? And so it actually gave me both. So that's kind of cool. So I actually have students that are both Japanese speakers and Korean speakers. So this would be really useful for me. But for this activity, we are just going to do the Japanese. All right, so we're almost done here. I'm going to let it go ahead and finish. And then I'm going to go back up to the top. And now what we'll do next is we will take this and put it in a Google Sheet. So now I will take the output that I've created in ChatGPT, and I will go up here to the top and make sure I scroll just right here so I don't go over. There it is. So I'm going to grab it just like that, copy it, and then I will come over here now to Google Sheets, and I'll create a new Google Sheet, just a blank one. And I will populate this here, paste that in there, and then voila, there I have it. So now I have a nice spreadsheet of all these words. And one thing I want to do right off the bat is I want to change and have this gap fill sentence actually next to the word. So I'm going to grab that column and just hit Command X, and then go over column C, right click and hit Insert Column Left. And then now I'm going to paste in that example sentence so it looks really nice. And then there it is. And so that's it. That's stage one. So I'm pretty much finished. But there's a couple of things I could do if I wanted to. Like, for example, I could already print this as a printable worksheet. I could, for example, grab it like this and hit Control P, and I would get I can do a printable worksheet like this. If I wanted to create an activity, I could remove the answer here, and then have the students do some type of gap fill activity. I can create a puzzle just based on what I have, but I'm not going to do that now. And then in later tutorials, I'll actually show you how to adjust the print settings so you can do really cool printable worksheets if you want to do a more traditional paper-based lesson. But that is it. That's just the first section. In the first section, we were just creating the spreadsheet that has all the information that we need. Now, in the next tutorial, we're going to show you how you could use this information to create Quizlet activities in just a few seconds, actually, and how you can supplement an already previously done Quizlet activity with variations of activities using the same words. And that's coming up next.